Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to True Telos Trading. We're having a little bit of issues with our webcam, so we're going to do it starting with our screen share today. We did have a trade on a stock this morning, but that stock was not an A or A plus or S quality stock. It was a B quality stock. We are having a fair bit of trouble when it comes to these stocks in the morning, and I'm guessing it's because we don't have enough copies of our True Telos Trading Grading Scale. So what I would normally do is I would have about probably 20 copies of this True Telos Trading Grading Scale that you see right here in front of you, sitting in front of me, and I would be filling it out per stock that I see moving to see if that stock fits the criteria. But we've been trying to figure that out in our head, trying to move a little bit quicker, but we are failing at that. This stock was a B. Let's go ahead and plug it in. The ticker on this stock that we traded this morning was CETX. This stock fits right along with most of the stocks that we have been seeing moving in the market today. Super low float, recent reverse split. So we were looking for some good movement off of it. We were a bit presumptuous though. Today's date is December 11th, 2025. The stock did have news, even though it wasn't news that we would consider to be, like good news. It did have a news catalyst in it, and it was moving for a little bit off that news catalyst. This will be a 3. The stock's float is below 10 million. As a matter of fact, it's a little bit under or a little bit over 500,000 shares. So very low float. Exactly what we've been seeing in the market. So that would be a +2. It was trading above the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average on this stock is down here at about 260 to $3, and we bought this stock today at $4.57. So above the 200 moving average, this would be a +2. It was not up 40%. It was only up about 10% when I saw it moving today. So that's one thing. I'm trying to hop on these being super presumptuous and not letting the stock develop enough to where it would fit my True Telos Trading Grading Scale. That's exactly what I did yesterday. I saw a stock that was moving. I did not jump on it. I wasn't anxious or presumptuous. I waited until it matched this True Telos Trading Grading Scale, and then I traded it. But today, this is the mistake that I made. I was impatient. I did not wait fully. It was below $10. As I said, I bought it at $4.57. It was not among the top 3. It was actually number 4 when I bought this stock today. So again, just not letting the stock develop enough to where it is a match to our True Telos Trading Grading Scale, and it was not at any all-time highs either. If we add all of these numbers up, this gives us a score of 8. And according to our True Telos Trading Grading Scale, score of 8 is a B quality stock. So this is something that I do need. I think what I'm going to do just to make sure that I'm trading the scale accurately is to have numerous copies of this sitting at my table and filling them out per stock that I see moving so that I know if the stock is a match to the True Telos Trading Grading Scale or not. Something that I should have been doing, but I thought I knew it enough, especially in those moments where we see things moving. I thought I knew this scale enough to be able to do it in the heat of the moment, but apparently I do not, and I need to dial back. The strategy that we use to get into the stock, I'll call it dip to resumption. Price hit a psychological support and resistance. I normally trade at $0.50. I tried to get in at 450, filled at 457, but with hopes of the stock moving higher. When we get into the chart, I'll show you it did pop up higher. It did pop up probably I think about 20 to 30 cent, but that was so quick. It was a pop-up and a retracement very fast. There was no time to get out of that stock. I'm only looking for about 15 cent per share. If I can get that, I'll be very happy. But when I bought as soon as it was popping up, and so I bought the stock. As soon as it popped up, it popped right back down. There was no time to get out of this at all. So we lost on this stock, let me see, about account here. 47 cents per share. It's a pretty big loss per share. Not groundbreaking, but not something that you want to lose. Minus 0.47 cents per share. And we did stick to our rules since we know that we do good within that first 60 seconds in that first minute. So after we were down, like 50 cents a share in that first 30 to 60 seconds, we went ahead and we exited out of this trade. This trade netted us a loss today of about $47.70. Not a big loss. Like I said, we are mitigating losses on this account, and that's something that we continue to do for the foreseeable future. Let's go ahead and get into the chart to see how we traded this stock today. This is the stock that we traded this morning, CETX. Again, it was not an A quality setup or, a setup that I should have been trading, but because I'm trying to jump into these stocks, as they're moving, I'm trying to catch a big move. I'm not letting them develop enough to where they are meeting my True Telos trading grading scale at all. So we saw this thing popping up right here. It was moving off of decent volume. And again, if you can look at this volume, in my videos, I say that I'm looking for the stock to maintain a after at these hours from 5:30 until like 7 or 8:30 when I try to stop trading. It needs to be 100,000 per 1 minute candle. This is the 1 minute chart, but as you can see, if you were looking up here, we did not meet that 100,000 shares per minute. We were very much far from it. The only time that it did was on this candle that I traded on, which I tried to dial in on because I saw that it was definitely over that 100,000 shares. But it needs to be consistent if we want to see this stock continue to make that move higher. And it going off of very small share size and then one big candle, that's not what we're looking for. So again, we were a bit presumptuous. We hopped in it without seeing confirmation that this stock is being looked at by a good amount of traders, and we tried to capitalize on one candle, and we did get in. We got in about like right at 45. It went all the way up here to make a high of was it 47, and then immediately flushed back down. It did come up. Back up a little bit later, but like as I said, we are not going to be in a trade for any longer than was it 2 to 3 minutes. We know that after that 3 minute mark, our accuracy drops considerably. And since we didn't use the scale to fruition today, we would have just created a bigger loss. But again, we are seeing stocks that have those very low floats pop up still. Let me take you to one that is the leader in the market so far today. This one right here, BTTC, had a news catalyst, moved pretty good. As you can see, if we're looking up here at the volume, volume per share was moving very, very well, very, very well with 200 to 400,000 shares per 1 minute candle. It did have a news catalyst. It was trading above the 200 MA. The float was very low. According to Day Trade Dash, it was under 1 million. But according to Webull, this stock is at 1.7 million, so just about 2 million. As you just saw, it made another high over here, being bought up with 500,000 shares of volume. This would have been a stock that I would have loved to trade, but since we were in a cash account, we traded the stock earlier, CETX, and we used our buying power for that stock. And like I said, we were not patient. So that's something that I'm going to need to write down. We need to be accountable for the mistakes that we make and do what we can to make sure that we're not making those same mistakes again. Let me take you to my trade window. So I bought this stock. I bought 101 shares of it, and I sold. So I have my buy button set at 98%. So I bought with 98% of my buying power, and I tried to sell with 98%. And when I try to sell with that 98%, it doesn't fill that entire in all the shares that I bought. So I ended up selling a little bit short right here, and caught a little bit, just 3 cents more 3 cent more, so not as small of a loss, but 3 cent on 2 shares, that's very minuscule, what, about 6 cents, so it doesn't really matter. Tried to get back in the stock. Like I said, I shouldn't be doing this at all, uh only trading once per day. But it was that little bit of FOMO where I really just wanted to win, and this very small share size isn't going to make a big difference at all. But still, another rule that I broke today, so only trading once. So a few things that I need to do that I'm going to have to write down and correct for being here tomorrow, sitting down trading. One, I need to have ample papers so I can put these stocks into the True Telos trading grading scale to actually see if it matches this scale. And I need to be doing that per stock as I write it down, because that's not something that I want to continue to do, to be wrong if the stock isn't of quality on according to my True Telos trading grading scale. I don't want to be trading it. Two, even if it is a bad trade, I don't need to be going deeper into the red by executing another trade, because once this account gets big enough, if I trade FOMO, or if I trade on tilt after a loss, that's just going to put me even deeper into the red. Something that we've experienced before, and not something that we want to continue doing for the foreseeable future. So again, today is a red day. We were not as disciplined as we were yesterday, and we paid the price for it, but we're not going to continue to do this. We're going to do what's correct by our account to make sure that we continue to grow the account. If you like this type of content, please don't be afraid to like and subscribe. I feel like we are all growing together as traders just for the better of us. And it's a community that I definitely want to keep on engaging in. I get sent a few messages from people, and they are liking what I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing. So even though we're not 100% profitable now, this is a learning experience for us all, and we're going to continue it for the foreseeable future. As I just said, if you like this content, please don't be afraid to like and subscribe. Welcome to True Telos Trading, and I will see you all tomorrow morning.